Hello, gents, ladies, and other pals. I haven't done this in a minute, and I probably won't do it again in the future, but this one particularly caught my eye, and so I just wanted to go over and give my own thoughts and opinions on it. So I'm not gonna waste any time. Let's just go straight into it. I'm gonna summarize this as best as I can. If you want to read it, then you can just head on to the Netmarble forum and you can just check it out. I might put it in the description. I might not. We'll see how I'm feeling. But in particular, they talk about character balance, which is what we're going to come back for. This is the section that really interests me. Talk about monsterling balance, adding more wind related monsterlings because yeah, they are struggling. They're gonna balance the equipment because they feel like 4-star equipment is not being used at all, and it's not being used at all. It's not really that good. And they're gonna increase the subscription, that monthly membership that gives you that a bunch of like rewards and stuff and subscription perks. And that's really it. I want to go over the character balance because to me this is very interesting and I just want to give my thoughts on it. So let's just read this real quick and I'm gonna share my thoughts. To get straight to the point, we are currently reviewing the overall balance and improvement direction for 5-star characters. Since the launch of this game, we have designed the game to prevent a power creep between characters so that players can enjoy all content without issues using only 4-star characters. Okay. However, we recognize that this has made 5-star characters feel relatively weak or left them without a distinct role in combat, leading to an unsatisfying gameplay experience. Okay, let's unpack this. So the developers, have intentionally designed the game so that even if you are using a team of all 4 stars, you can enjoy all the content in the game. And obviously, you know, with trade-offs, making 4-star characters strong, that they are going to overshadow some 5-star characters, which they talk about right here. This issue was likely felt even more strongly due to certain 4-star characters such as Yanhua and Francis who possess powerful, irreplaceable utility that can overshadow 5-star characters. So to resolve it, instead of nerfing 4-star characters, which thank God, it's a PvE game, they plan to adjust and buff the performance of 5-star characters. And they're going to implement the change like slowly so they don't break anything. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So my thing about this is I personally do not believe that they are talking about any of the premium characters. I don't think any of all the premium characters, if you just get them at A0, they all have a place on a team. They are all still extremely good, and they're characters you'd run over 4-star characters. I do believe that. I do not believe that they are going to buff any of the premium characters. I don't. I truly don't. Because again, one, that's just bad business. That's just bad business. Buffing 5 premium star characters, if they're a good base kit, that means people won't have the urgency to spend more money on the character to get the awakenings. So, no, it doesn't make any sense from a business standpoint, because again, that's how they make money. And 2, all the premium characters, even at base, are still fine enough to run. So, no. The premium characters, in my opinion, are not going to get buffed. I believe 5-star characters that they are referring to are the standard banner characters. The standard banner characters are what they are talking about. And yeah, these standard banner characters do get overshined. Because you know why? Because 4-star characters are a lot easier to get than these standard banner characters. Right? When you're summoning for Mabel, or you're summoning for Esther or Nagi, they have 4-star characters that increase their rates, which means if you summon for Mabel, I don't know what her 3 are. We can just go check right now. You have a better chance to get Yenua, Sarah, Daisy. So you get these characters a lot easier. 5-star characters are a lot harder to get because it is like a 16% chance between each of them. It's not 16% chance, but it's like a 16, 16, 16, 16 that you can pull either one of these. Maybe you'll pull a duplicate of one character. It's just the way that the standard banner is set up to where people just won't have the investments to make the characters better than their 4-star counterparts. Flare, if you get her, Angel overshadows her. Ophelia, You get her. Cloud overshadows him, or overshadows her. Gabby, Ellie, Penny, Yenwa Benjamin, Jiwon, Bonnie, Sungoon. It's just not a character you'd even run. But of course, the reason why they get overshadowed is because 4-star characters are so much easier to get because of the system that they put in place to make it easier to get these 4-star characters. These standard banner characters are a lot harder to get. Super hard for you to get. I have like 4 copies of Gabby, 3 of Ophelia, 2 of Penny, 0 of Flare. Like Flare has 0, Sungoon has 1, Jiwon has 1. Right? It's a lot harder to get these characters at higher investments. And do I think that like none of the 5-star characters except Sungoon, we'll talk about him in a second, all of these characters are good at higher investments, but the reason they feel weak is because it's so much easier to get 4-star characters over these 5-star characters, which leads them, unfortunately, to be left out of a lot of teams because players don't have these guys at higher stars. And I'm curious how they're going to do this, because if you're going to buff these characters, you have to buff them base kit, not awakening, because awakenings and getting them to awakening is the problem, which is like my opinion. You can agree with this or not, but my opinion is to make this like the artifacts, where you get to change, where you get to pick the character that you want to get. That is, I feel like that can fix this problem, because now is not a gamble which character you're gonna get. You can pick a character. It's not going to completely fix the issue, but allowing yourself to pick a character from whichever one, like an artifact, would help so much, because you can go for one team. If you really want to go Flare or Gabby, you can just go that one character. If you want to go Penny, you can just go that character. But obviously they wouldn't do that, because again, they're a business, right? They need to make money. They don't want you to just summon one character and then never summon on it ever again. They want you to spend more money. It's not like, oh, evil corporation. It's a business. That's how businesses work. You need to spend money, right? But relatively weak. Again, I've already explained that. It's just this. I wonder how are they going to buff these characters? They plan to adjust and buff the performance of 5-star characters. The only standard banner character that needs a buff is Sungoon, because his kit is just not good in this game. Like, he doesn't even have a place in this game. He feels very uncomfortable to use. Excuse me. He has to play around a mechanic that enemies and bosses rarely even activate. His character is just flawed. His kit is flawed. This is the only character, in my opinion, that needs a buff. Jiwon, her kit's fairly simple. Her kit's good. Penny, the same thing. Her kit is good. Gabby could use some help a little bit, maybe her damage numbers. I feel like that's what they do. I feel like what they do is actually increase the damage numbers within these stats. Nothing else. Because none of these characters' kits are bad, except Sungoon. Right? Flare has a role. Ophelia has a role. Gabby they all have roles. So I feel like it's just the damage numbers. So when you get these 5-star characters at A0, they're not just useless. Because I'm going to be honest with you. These 5-star standard banner characters at A0 are useless. They're useless. Flare at A0 is useless. Ophelia at A0 is useless. Well, I don't want to say useless, but she's slightly better. But still, you could just run Cloud, because at that point, you'd already have an A4 Cloud. Gabby at A0, again. Why would you use her over, like, I don't know, Ellie? Like, just these characters at A0 compared to the premium characters at A0 is just night and day. It's such a big difference. So I feel like for their buffs, they're for sure going to just target the stats and make them hit harder. That's what I feel like they're going to do. Because they're not going to change the awakenings. The awakenings are a part of the game. Power creep is inevitable, man. That's just going to happen. But we'll see how they implement this. We'll see how this goes. That's just my opinions and my thought on it. I feel like they're only going to buff the standard banner characters, but again, I could be completely wrong. But we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. It's really just that. It's really just this core idea that when you take away the 50-50 from a game, right? Because since we don't have 50-50s in the game, so there's not a chance for you to get a standard banner character, then of course these characters are going to be overshadowed, because there's not a reason to get these characters if they made 4-star characters so much easier to get than the 5-star characters from just summoning from the premium banner characters. Like, funnily enough, their gacha system is the reason for that. This gacha system that they've created is the reason for these standard banner characters being underwhelming than the 4-star characters. And of course, the 4-star characters are strong at these higher investments because they're so much easier to get than these premium characters. So we'll see. Overall, I'm on the fence about this. I'm not too big of a fan of buffing like all of them, maybe some. Oh, especially Sungoon. Sungoon needs the buffs. That guy is, oof. It can be good. I feel like it's more good than bad, because now it lets people use these 5-star standard banner characters at A0 and at A1, which is what a character. This is when a character you should be using them. I shouldn't have to get Flare to A4 or A6 when I have to gamble. I shouldn't have to get Gabby to A4 to see 4 million damage on one hit. I shouldn't be seeing this. So I like how they're addressing that, because it can be annoying how legit most of my teams. We can go through my teams right now if you want to check, right? Ice team, right? I mean, we still have Ophelia. We have Nare. We're using Cloud because he's strong. But again, as power creep happens and there's another ice character that comes out, you're not going to run Ophelia. You're most likely going to run that new ice DPS character. Fire. We've already seen this with Summer Verna. Mina and Summer Verna. You wouldn't go Flare because Flare just doesn't deal damage at A0. A lot of people have her at A0 or A1. You just won't use Flare. The same with this team, right? You have Nagi and Esther. Sungoon's not on this team. Why? Because, well, he's just not good. He's just needs investment. Lightning team. Penny's on this team. I think Penny is a good character, but she does also need some investment. You'll have to get lucky, right? Because even though I say you need investment, the investment to get these characters isn't easy. I got lucky and I got Penny. You might pull Ophelia 7 times and not a single character any other time. That's what makes it. You can run Benjamin on this team with Mabel, but you can run Yenwa instead of Penny. That's what makes these 5-star characters so not like good. And again, Earth team. I have Gabby here, but once the new Earth assassin comes out, guess who's getting replaced on this team? You guessed it, Gabby. You know why? Because players don't have the higher stars, the higher investments in these teams, because it is so hard to get the characters at the investment they need to be good. So we will see how they tackle this, if they're going to buff their base stats. That's what I assume they're going to do. Buff the base stats, make them have higher damage numbers, so you can have them at A0 and they won't be completely useless, right? But which would also be really funny, because then they would be putting them on par with 5-star premium characters, which would then mean, like, what's the point of, why would you even summon for premium characters if you could just go for standard banner characters and it'll just like carry you throughout all of them? That's a joke. You can summon whoever you want to, but yeah, that's kind of how I wanted to make this video. This is not a hate. This is not hating towards the devs. This is not nothing. This is just me analyzing this, going over my thoughts, giving my opinions. I believe they're gonna again buff the stats. I keep repeating myself. They're not gonna touch the awakenings. I know. It's a gacha game. That is their monetization. You summoning, that's their monetization. The core issues with it is that it's all RNG with the 5-star standard banner characters. You could, like, yeah, you need Penny at A1 for her to actually be a good character to use. But you'd have to gamble out of 6 characters to hope you get the one character you need. Like, I like to apologize because I make it sound so easy, but it's not so easy. You have to get lucky. That's why people don't want to summon for standard banner characters. They don't like the idea of standard banner characters because that's what they're running from. Whether it's Genshin, whether it's Girls Frontline 2, whether it's ZZZ, or all these other games where it's like a 50-50 chance. That's what people are running from. They are escaping from that exact monetization, system. So we're all gonna summon instinctually for the character that doesn't have a 50-50, which is the premium characters. So that's my opinion on it. I'm just me yapping about it. If you have any feedback, or let me know what your thoughts on this are. Mine are, this is gonna do more good than harm. I do like seeing the 5-star characters getting a lot more spotlight, specifically the standard banner characters. But we never know. They could be buffing premium characters. They could not touch. They may not touch any of the 5-star standard banner characters. I might be completely wrong, but that's just my opinion on it, how I feel on it, and maybe what they should do. Which is, yeah, for sure, increase their stats, their damage numbers, and maybe make it easier to get these standard banner characters. Maybe make it like it's an artifact where you can change the target and get that character. That would make these characters a lot more viable, believe it or not, because you can easily get the characters that you want to their preferred awakening. Because remember, Blair, you can get her up to A2, then she's going to be on par with Angel. Ophelia, you can get up to A2, she'll be on par with Cloud. Gabby needs like A4, bro. Gabby needs a little bit of help. Penny A1, she'll be a good damage dealer. G1 A1, A2, she can even be put on other teams given that extra attack. The only character that needs a buff is Sungoon. This guy needs help. His kit needs to be changed. This guy needs to be reworked. Like, seriously, he needs to be reworked. This character needs a lot of help. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. I just did it again. I'm gonna get out of here, but yapping too much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and life is going good, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.